average successful person has 7 different sources of income, right?
Like, look at that. Giving me facts, man.
Bro, it's true though. Like,
especially this time of day.
Yo, there was a shift in my. So obviously, first pandemic or first lockdown.
Yeah.
Everybody in the restaurant industry lost their fucking job.
Yeah.
But I look back at my mentality at that time, and I was like, I was very small-minded. I didn't think about like my future or like.
Yo, don't give me this. Don't give me this right now.
Alright.
So you tape it ready? You're like, we could actually just do it. Shit, player. Okay, keep going.
I was just like so small-minded, right? Like my brain was just like, oh, dude, Toronto's sick. Like I'm gonna bartend for fucking foreseeable future. You know what I mean? Like bartending is what I want to do. I didn't have like major goals. I didn't like have a goal and then set plans for it. Whatever. I was just like bartending, working $150 to $250 a night, and that was good for me. But I was living in debt, and I didn't have like. I wasn't where I want to be.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit, and I was stuck in my house 24/7, not making any money, living off serve, getting in more debt. Restaurants opened again.
Yeah.
Started making money again. Started getting that taste of making money.
Yeah.
And then restaurants closed again, and I was like, yo, I was like, fuck this. I'm not relying on restaurants to make me money ever again. So it took me like a couple months to just be like, okay, I need to like find some sort of like
even middle ground
source of income, you know, like. And so I looked online for some like online jobs, like stuff like that. But like, man, I had been working in restaurants for like 5 years. That's like all my experience. People like I don't know. I'm not saying that like they having restaurants on your resume for 5 years and nothing else is like, it's kind of hard to get another job.
Yeah.
Working in like on like a computer or like something like that, right?
They look at you different.
Yeah. So like, I'm looking at all my other options. I'm like, okay, I can get something in construction, something like that. I can, or I can start a business.
Yeah.
And then my boy Braden, who literally I do everything with, he messaged me and was like, yo man, he's like, he gets his teeth white. He's been getting these teeth whitened by this guy named Anas for like 3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Goes to the guy every 4 to 6 months to get his teeth whitened, whatever. Eventually Braden was like, yo, how do I do this? How do I get involved?
Yeah.
And the guy, he's like, well, it's funny you ask. I actually run a course, $1,500 for the course, get your certification, you learn how to do everything, you get set up with like 10 free treatments, $1,500. Boom. He's like, yo, I will front you the cash to be able to go do this.
Yeah.
And learn how to do this. So I was like, okay, sick. This is like a dope opportunity for me to like make some money. I get out of it what I put into it, kind of thing. That like took off for me. So like, especially during the pandemic, people were just like
jostling.
Yeah, like you gotta hustle with something like that. But the hardest part about it at first was that getting people who you don't know to let you come into their house or come near them, because apparently we're not allowed to be within fucking 6 feet of each other.
Yeah.
And then whiten their teeth. Like that was the tough part, right? Like people didn't want you in their house.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, we're kind of.
Oh, that was the blue thing that.
Yeah. It's like the teeth.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
I'm still doing it. Like
that's dope,
but
man.
I'm like just right now locking in a spot at a Botox clinic in East Caledon.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So my girl, her mom's really good friend owns a Botox clinic.
Yeah.
And it's just like a large space, right? And she got me in one of her open chairs.
Yeah.
So literally she's taking like a certain percentage of my sales, but that takes away all of the marketing that I have to do because she's literally going to do the marketing for me.
Yeah.
So I literally just like upcharge my price by the percentage that she takes.
So
I'm literally making the same amount of money.
Yeah.
I just have like a space for it now.
Yeah.
So like that was sick. I found that and I was just like, okay, man, this is dope. I'm actually like making money again. I'm making like good money because like I get like 2-3 clients in one day. That's like almost $1,000, you know?
Yeah.
And just for me, like I realized after I started actually making a decent amount of money, it was like what became really important to me was my time.
Yeah.
And making money versus like my time, right? Whereas working in restaurants, I'm like, okay, sick. Like I work here for like 8-9 hours of my day, and I might leave with $250 if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
But it's like yo, I can do that in like an hour now, and then it just changes my perspective on like how I should be doing those sort of things, right?
Yeah, it's a mentality shift for sure.
Yeah. But sorry.
Explain the how it works and everything. Because I've only seen pictures.
Yeah.
And it looks mad cool. So it's like a fixture that goes in your mouth and it glows, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's a blue whatever. And how does it whiten your mouth, your teeth while it's on?
So it was actually crazy. Like the treatment itself is like there's the light that goes in your mouth, but you have to apply gel to your teeth.
Okay.
So your teeth actually have pores, which is something that I didn't fucking know.
They have pores?
Yeah, your teeth,
like your skin?
Yeah, like your teeth literally have pores. So I know I had no idea. I took this course, buddy told me, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like touching my teeth, like I'm like, no, they don't, bro. Like, I can't feel that. Like there's no way. But yeah, your teeth like literally have pores. So the treatment that we offer is actually the exact same treatment that dentists offer. It's the exact same gels. It's the exact same process. The only difference is we don't have hundreds of thousands of medical school bills to pay back, or office spaces that they have to rent out. So like they charge dentists. I've heard outrageous numbers like $600-700 for a teeth whitening session, and it's cosmetic, so benefits don't cover that. Mm-hmm. You got to pay that right out of pocket. Whereas we charge significantly less. So we offer two separate treatments. There's the gold treatment, which is $275. And then the cheaper treatment, which is like still really good, is $200 for the treatment. But yeah, basically it's a gel, goes on your tooth. I apply the gel. I take this little brush and I brush it like literally into your teeth, and then I put the light in your mouth. 15 minutes. Wipe the gel off, and when that 15 minutes is done, reapply the gel. 15 minutes. Wipe it off. Do that 2 more times. Your teeth are like anywhere between 8 to 12 shades brighter than
how they were
before.
Yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
How did they? So how do you people just book through website?
Literally, I've been doing everything through my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. People message me. I schedule like I use like my Google Calendar on my phone. I use my notes a lot too. I don't know. I've always been like really good at scheduling. Man, scheduling your day is so important.
Yeah.
It's like you were saying earlier. I remember talking to you like a really long time ago when we were still at Carnita.
I remember this conversation.
Bro, we were chilling at John Street, just sitting at the bar, and you were just like, it was when you told me that you were starting to drive Uber, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe you had been doing beforehand, and you were like reading these books. They were like self-help books and stuff, and you were just like, yo man, it's all about like utilizing your time. It's like you gotta change your mentality and like schedule things accordingly and all that stuff. And I'm like, hell yeah, like that's exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And I remember after I had that conversation with you, I was like, I wanted more.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do more and make more money because I wasn't making enough money and I wasn't happy with where I was and whatnot, right?
I remember that exact conversation.
Yeah.
We were downstairs at the bar, and by the way, episode 4, y'all.
Yeah.
This is my boy Rob Ratz, guy I never directly bartended with, but we worked for the same company. Taught me a lot of stuff about bartending indirectly. A very specific dude. He's very fine-tuned and detail-oriented when he's making his drinks. Oftentimes I get off work early and I go to his bar. There's my girlfriend who worked there, and I just watch him. I love to see other bartenders and how they do their thing, how they control. Cause I feel like a bartender is a curator for the whole restaurant experience, especially when the bar is central to where everyone's eating, like how Carnita is set up, and a number of places. When I worked at Jackson, it was the same thing. The 3-story restaurant. The main floor had the bar, which is completely one side of the room, and then you had the cocktail, and then up above there was an opening, and the kitchen can see you, and the dining room. Yeah. So you're like spotlight.
You're right in the middle. Yeah, you're on the stage, right?
So I was told like you always make your bar look clean because it's indicative of how you're making the drinks, and like how your presentation is basically how when things are coming out, how people perceive you.
Yeah, it's like a direct reflection of your tip out at the end of it. Messy bar, people will see that and they're like, I just saw what you did with that glass. I don't like that glass. Give me a new one. Yeah. It's directly related to kind of how much money you're gonna make. People see your cleanliness, and it definitely like
correlates.
Yeah.
It's like the funniest thing with me, man. When I go to people's houses, I look how their house looks, and based on that, I'll know if I want to drink out of their glass or not.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. It's like I went to my boy's house like a couple weeks ago and I washed the glass. I guess rinsed it out, and he looked at me and he's like, and his house is like pretty pristine, but he's like, "Yo, I do that shit all the time too."
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but anyways, go back to the bartending thing, man. Like you were definitely a big help to fine tune what I was doing, especially when you went to College Street and you had more on your plate. You had just got a promotion as well at that time.
Yeah.
And I was there. One situation was pretty fucked up. When my friend came from England and I came there, and you were so frustrated because things weren't getting run properly.
Yeah.
But I love that about your personality, how you're serious at what you're doing. Which goes to say, talking about what you just said, the teeth whitening, and also with the company, the surf, we'll get into it, certified scumbags.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a minute now because I wanted to get back into being normal conversational again.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is my boy. Very happy to have him here today.
Stoked to be here, man.
Yeah, man, that conversation, I don't talk a lot to people about that because it takes a certain type of person to absolutely soak that information up.
Oh, yeah.
And then utilize it. And even myself, I have issues with this, just like utilizing your time best constantly. We had a conversation yesterday. I was at my girlfriend's place and we were talking about how people buy expensive like strawberries. Like, you know, people shop and they'll go to the expensive grocery store and they'll just pick up whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of looking around like, okay, well, No Frills is good for this, I'll go there for this. The butcher is good for that.
Yeah.
You go to the fish market for this, I go to the bakery for this. So I'm a person that does that. I shop around, I know where the best produce is for the best price.
Yeah.
And the best bread. I love Happy Bagel, I go there constantly. But my whole thought process is like, if strawberries cost $20 or cherries or grapes, why would I buy that now? Or why wouldn't I look for a better price? Because if it's $20, and say, for instance, me, when I work, I make anywhere between $25 and $35 an hour.
Yeah.
That's an hour of my life gone.
Yo, straight up.
Yeah.
It's like, that is the shift in your brain, realizing that your time is money.
Yes. Directly correlated to it.
Directly, and I never ever thought that way before, man. I'm like, it wasn't until I started being like, I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting my energy in something that in someone else's dream.
Yeah.
Like, somebody else owns the place that I was working for, and I was working so hard in this place, but like still struggling to kind of make ends meet or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I started being like, oh yeah, like, okay, I remember the day being like, yo, that was literally like an hour of my day. An hour of my shift at work to pay for this fast food burger that I just decided to grab. And I'm like, what? Like, how is that? How does that make any sense?
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to do something here, man. Like, something needs to change. But yeah, man, like that, I remember that night, us chilling down at the bar, and like, you were like, I'm just like looking at things a little bit differently right now. And then we kind of just kept chatting and got more into it. And I was like, I think by the end of the conversation, I remember being like, I felt inspired.
Yeah, you were juiced, man. I messaged you later on to talk about this further, but you're already well on your way, man. Like, I love people who have that insatiable hunger to have more, but on your own terms.
Yeah.
I couldn't see myself being a general manager at somebody's restaurant.
Yeah.
Especially someone like, if I don't have complete control, it's like not a partnership type of thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I personally, I looked at Eddie's setup. Eddie is the manager at Carnegie.
Yeah.
I looked at his setup and the way he owns the spot. Because I used to go there when it was Filthy's.
Yeah.
He owns that spot, so he owns it, and now he's a general manager for the new brand that's there.
Yeah.
So he's getting 2 checks.
Yeah.
And then when he has the next door thing spot now, it's like, okay, so you're not going to you're getting 3 checks to work there and then rent it out to 2 different people. The company that's even employing you.
Yeah.
That to me is like God level freaking economics.
He's like, he's not the boss, but he is the boss because he owns the spot.
Yes.
And like, man, I always thought that was genius. I was like, man, like, you can't lose with what you're doing right now. They're paying you to rent this spot. Like, they're giving you an insane amount of Toronto rent money to have this spot. And you're like, like the boss of the restaurant itself too. It's like you're like exactly you're getting 2 checks for literally doing one thing.
And that's like I said, man, that's God level thinking. Like not too many people would even think to do that. And I feel like I'd love to have to chop it up, Eddie. Every time it's been like always in a setting where everyone's there, like because we're from different carnitas.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just looked at that and a number of other things. Like I left the book in the car, unfortunately, but I do like a book review too. Like I'll say a book that I was inspired by or I've read recently.
Yeah.
And Tim Ferriss, the 8-hour work week. It's been like that's been like the best book for lifestyle design I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I read a book The Art of Nonconformity, which was very that guy's his dream was to visit every country in the world.
Sick.
And as of now he's done it.
Yeah.
But he just wrote about it. He had a pretty good job and he left his job, but didn't outline the actual steps in order to do it. When I read the 8-hour work week, it's like he tells you like specifically how to outsource your life.
Yeah.
Like it's like emails and all that bullshit, all the minutia, like ordering and ordering widgets or whatever. That stuff is should be outsourced out, but not here.
Yeah.
So don't get an intern from here. Get an intern from India or China or somewhere where your dollars will stretch further.
Yeah.
And you'll get you have the opportunity to use the money more efficiently. It's like I was telling somebody in the Uber the other day, and I drove her to Hamilton, and we had a really good conversation. But I was saying to her, like, you want to essentially make money in dollars and be spending money in like pesos or wherever and live somewhere nice. And my boy's now talking about renting out his house and moving to Mexico.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't like the way this place is going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a good idea. I'm like, I'd love to do that myself, but I don't know what locale is going to be good for me right now. But
yeah.
So it's
if I had the means to work in another country.
Yeah.
Over the past 2 years, you would have caught me in Mexico.
Yeah,
like 100%. I would have moved somewhere where the air doesn't hurt my face when it's fucking minus 30 outside.
Yeah,
and also just like making money, but enjoying where you're living at the same time too. Like Canada's just kind of been an interesting place to live in.
That's a very good word.
Needless to say, it's just I like. If I have a couple friends who actually moved to Mexico over the second lockdown, and they were like, yo, this was the best decision that I made, was working from home in Mexico.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't understand why everybody doesn't just get an online job and do that, because lots of like workplaces that required you to be in the office have now realized that the productivity levels are going up from people working from home because they're happy and they like their jobs and they're working from home and they actually they're actually getting shit done, but also they're saving money on insane rent costs for these places that they used to have offices for and shit. Yeah. It's crazy. Like they also realize that they don't need offices too. Yeah. And like if I was a large corporation business and I realized that my employees are working better from home and I can save 20 grand a month on like rent or something like that for an insane commercialized space, I would 100% be getting rid of that spot immediately, you know?
The brick and mortar model and the brick and mortar 9 to 5 model is obsolete. Yeah. And it's been obsolete for 4 years. There's so much busy work that goes into a 9 to 5 schedule. And this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to go back. Like that's why I got into the service industry as the front of the house in my 30s. Yeah. So, well, I was 27 when I became a server. Yeah. And then all the rest of the time when I was the early part of my 20s, I was back at house. Yeah. But the amount of insane money I made up until that point, it's kind of the same scenario you ran into. It's like, I don't party that crazy. Like, so I'm like, yo, I could have put a portion of this money away and been thinking smart by paying myself first. Yeah. These are all concepts that I had to learn by myself because in my family, they're very traditional in their way of thinking. My dad, if he had it his way, I'd be a doctor, my sister would be a dentist. We're immigrant people, a family, right? So that would never work for me because the whole time for dollars thing was such a big thing once I started to grasp. But all these concepts were so for me very easy to wrap my head around, but it's definitely a paradigm shift in the way you're thinking. Yeah. And that was one of the biggest things I noticed when early on, and now I see the rest of the people starting to figure that out, that now they're having augmented work weeks where it's 3 days on, 2 days off, or vice versa, they flip it around. Because when you're at the office for a day, you're dicking around on Facebook, you're on Snapchat, you're doing whatever, you go to the washroom. I remember I'd go to work at the bank and I'd just go to the washroom and sit there.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait for 15 minutes to go by and come back. 15 minutes is a lot, you know.
Yeah, when you're not doing anything and you're looking at your 15 minutes is a long time, dude.
Yeah, man. And even like when I was a financial advisor, I worked as I hired my own cold caller and all these different things. I was too young to understand the power that I had at that time, but had I known that how to utilize it properly at that time in that juncture in my life, I would have definitely taken off. We're much further along now, but along the same lines as you, man, I just realized early that I needed to make a change because I'm spinning my wheels in the service industry. Yeah. And I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not owning anything. Yeah. And that's huge for me. Yeah. So now when I look at the future, probably much the same as you, because I've seen you like slowly building your empire. Every person I've had on this podcast has been somebody that inspires me thus far. And you guys don't really know it, because I'm watching you, and so I don't use socials for like digging around and looking at TikTok videos or whatever. I'm no offense to people who do TikTok videos. Whatever you guys do you're fine with it. I like to see my people making moves. So there's a lot of people, men and women, doing different small things now because they had the time to do it because there's COVID, right? Yeah. But yeah, you're right, man. Just like the whole aspect of having people sit down in a job, it goes to the same kind of conversation I had with Liam. But it's very much structured like a school, right? So it's not really, it doesn't really personify where we are currently in 2021. Yeah. It's more akin to somebody in the 1980s or 1970s, where that was very much like a secretary job was like it was difficult to get a secretary job in the 60s, right? Now it's like, it's remedial work. Yeah. It's almost like being a janitor, and not there's anything wrong with that. But you know what I mean? Yeah, straight up. My dad was a janitor for a while too, you know? Like it's completely different in the way you look at things. So when I saw you doing, I didn't know you were part of the whole, what's your company name for the
So it's called, I should have brought some flyers with me. It's called Glossy Curls. Okay. Yeah. So it was, originally when I first did it, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go and like go off and kind of start like my own brand or whatever. Yeah. But I was like, man, my buddy Braden and I would kind of like work together and everything. We've been best friends for like 10 years or something like that. I was like, let's just work together with this. Like I'll cover Toronto, or I'll do any clients that he doesn't have time to, vice versa kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna work under the same heading as Glossy Girls, and then we kind of just like it went up. Just it's truly one of those things that you need to work really hard at, and you'll see the results from afterwards. Because it's like so much more than actually just performing the treatment. It's convincing the customer, convincing the client that money that they're about to hand you is worth every second of that treatment. Yeah. Right? So, and like that's been a really cool learning experience, man. Like literally, there's just been a lot of skills that I didn't know that I needed and or possessed that I found in those things, right? It's like, time management is probably one of the most important skills I've ever encountered or like had to learn and ran into issues with, because like, man, I'm on a schedule right now. I wake up at 8 a.m. every single day. I'm up, I'm eating, I'm like getting ready to go to the gym, and I'm working out, and then or I'll have an early client or something like that. But like, I gotta schedule my day. I know exactly when I have to wake up. I know exactly how much I have to eat before I go work out. I know when I'm gonna be back from the gym, so that way I can shower and get ready to go continue doing what I do for the rest of the day. Yeah. And then like, see which clients I have to do for what, do some of my marketing for Scumbags as well, some of my marketing for Glossy Girls, some of my just like personal marketing, man. I'm so busy. Like I don't remember life being this busy prior to lockdowns, but things change, right? So gotta adapt and do whatever I can. But
do lists work for you?
Sorry?
Do lists work for you? Do you write down like the time before? Yeah. What your plan is, a plan of attack?
I'm a big list guy. Yeah. Like, I have notes in my phone. Like it's so funny. If I were to go through my notes right now on my phone, there'd be like a list like and like it'll have like sometimes I'll write shit on my lists like brush your teeth, fucking eat this for breakfast, shit like that, just because like it's accomplishing checking those things off on the list. You know what I mean?
The most sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
The most what's it called? The biggest accomplishment of your day to start your day is to fold your bed.
Yeah, make your bed.
And I didn't realize how important that was. I think I heard it from Goggins.
Yeah, David Goggins says that on his podcast and in his book.
Yeah. It's I think it's a military thing, right?
Yeah,
once you have that accomplishment, it's like shit. Like I'm ready to start. Like I tried it for 2 weeks. Your mind just completely switches.
Yeah.
And that whole aspect of it's like completely gets the ball rolling for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Don't get back in that fucking bed because you made it.
Yes.
You know, like
it's the reason I didn't have TV. I didn't put TV in my room.
Yeah.
I've now been without TV in my room for 10 years.
Yeah.
Which is like huge. I've had a TV in my room my whole life.
Yeah.
But it's very much invites sitting around and lounging in your bed.
Yeah.
And that's not something you want to do, especially if you want to work for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where most of the people I know that I really, really respect are moving towards.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the gym, man. Like you told me briefly about your having a cleaner diet, driving to Burlington to go to the gym every day.
Yeah.
I see you and your business partner just crushing workouts on Instagram. You were in the gym before, but you're so much more consistent now. Like you were really consistent leading up to your marathon.
Yeah.
And every time you train for a specific thing, you're pretty diligent about moving towards that.
Yeah.
You and Liam are people I love for that because you guys are very gung ho. Like he
gets fixated, man.
Yeah.
When Liam puts his mind to something, like nothing like gets in the way of what he has his mind set to. You know, he's very determined. He's fucking eye of the tiger on that guy once he's like made his mind up about something, which is actually sick.
Yeah.
Because I look up to Liam a lot because of the way that he does a lot of things in his life. Honestly, if it wasn't for him, I would have lost hope for running that marathon so many times. You know what I mean? Like there was times where I messaged him being like, dude, I don't fucking know if I can run. I don't know if I can run this. Like this is crazy. And he's like, no man, you can. Trust me. He's like, just keep training, keep going after it. Like just you'll do it. And like, man, like I guess it's kind of like a whole lead up. There's like a bunch of different things, but working in the restaurant industry, it's obviously really easy to like fall into the deep dark hole of like finishing your shift and then drinking your money away.
Yeah.
Man, I was like that for like 2-3 years straight, man. Training for that marathon, I literally was like, I was partying like almost every single night, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still got my ass out of bed every single day. And I went and I fucking ran on that treadmill for an hour every single day to train for this marathon. And like, I would train and then I would go home and I would eat and then I would go to work and then I wouldn't really eat that much when I'm at work because I'm busy. And then I would, you know what I mean? And like, and then I would finish work and then I would drink and then I'd wake up at 10 a.m. and I would eat and then I'd go and I'd run on the treadmill and I'd fit. It's like, it was a cycle of like me partying and then the marathon stopped and then I kept on partying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like I wasted so much time and so much money like on going out and falling into the rotation of like working in the restaurant industry or whatever. Specifically like in Toronto, man, like there's so many things to do, like so many places to go. It's nuts. But I think one of like the major differences that's like come into like me working out at the gym now opposed to then is like I don't really drink that much anymore. Like I drink like maybe once or twice on like on the weekends, like, and even I'm starting to hate it. Because it's called getting wasted for a reason. Like you waste time when you're drinking and then you waste time the next day because you feel like shit and you can't get anything done anymore. But
and you eat like garbage.
And you eat like garbage, exactly. Like right now with working out and like going to the gym and everything, I'm just trying to get really big. Yeah. Because like I weigh like 220 pounds, I've always weighed like around 220, 210, 215, and I want to weigh like 230 and then just like cut down like right before the summertime. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like lifting heavy as shit weights, and but like once or twice just to like get it up and build that muscle, and eating so much food, bro. Like one thing that a lot of people don't understand about working out is like you have to eat so much food, dude. It's insane.
The correlation, like the holy trinity for working out, the whole breaking down your muscles in the gym, getting enough sleep, which is huge. Probably the two most important in the triangles, the sleep, and the third one being your nutrition, your diet.
Yeah.
It's like so paramount, man. And you feel better because when you're eating good things, you're like, oh, I'm now contributing to this beautiful temple I got.
Yeah, dude. Yo, it's nuts. Like, just like rest. Because obviously when you're younger too, you got way more energy. Your body bounces back way faster. Whatever. But rest is like so important. Like, yo, I like to get into the gym Monday to Friday. Yeah. Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is like usually I'm doing like client stuff. I'm working, whatever. Yeah. Sunday is the only day of the week that I like fully have to myself. I sit my ass on my couch and I watch football all day on Sundays, bro. Like, don't bother me on Sundays. Yeah. But like Monday to Friday, I'm at the gym. If, say, by Wednesday or Thursday, I'm feeling like I'm actually tired and I don't think I can do it, I will take that day off. Yeah. There's no, like, in my head, I'm not just like, okay, you should push through this and just go, like, because fuck it, stop being a pussy. I'm like, no, you know what? My body is telling me that I need rest right now. I need to listen to my body because it's telling me that I need rest. Yeah. So that was like another huge thing that I never listened to before. I would just go and then hurt myself and then...
Then you were out longer.
Then I'm out longer.
So it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Yeah. When I was going, like when I had that mentality of like just keep going, I got out of a pretty bad breakup at one point. Yeah. And for some reason in my head, I'm just like, man, I'm gonna fucking boss something. And it's gonna be my body. Yeah. So I was like riding to the Y and working out every day. Yeah. Every single day. I go to a bachelor party in Niagara Falls. I drive back to Oshawa. Yeah. I'm in the gym. Yeah. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Doesn't matter if I've drank a night before. Doesn't matter if I had I work a late night shift. Every morning I'm at the gym. Yeah. So it was good when I was young, but now it's like no. My mentality has shifted so much, and he's a scumbag now, which brings the brand up. But Conor McGregor was a big help for me. Conor McGregor and GSP. Yeah. I read GSP's book. And just changed my whole perspective on how you conduct yourself when you're trying to attain a goal in life. Yeah. And for Conor, what I respected about him is the Bruce Lee mentality. His training looked weird at the beginning. People made fun of him. Yeah. Saying he's playing touch butt because he was doing the whole thing with Ito Portal, the movement specialist. And Ito, I've been following ever since the Conor stuff. But his thing was every day do some type of movement. So whether I'm at home and I'm watching, like Sundays I don't do anything either, but at some point I'll smoke and then like probably before the afternoon games and just start stretching, like intense stretching. Yoga, Pilates, all these different things, and then I'm very, very difficult for me to get in the gym now because I'm undesirable. Life's busy too, man. It's like, but I want to get back because I find that my headspace, like you need to be, I can't be in my comfortable space, which is my home, working out. I want to be somewhere else. I have to get out of that.
I can't do the at-home workouts, man. Yeah. I like tried my best to do them, like obviously over lockdowns and shit. It's like, unless you have a legitimate gym set up in your house, you're not working out. Yeah. You can only do so many fucking push-ups. You can only do so many sit-ups. You can only do so many pull-ups before your body literally is just like, okay, I know this one. Like, let's do something else now, buddy. You know what I mean? Like,
switch it up.
You gotta switch it up. I had to get knee surgery in February. Oh, really? I think I was telling you, So a long time ago, I fucked my knee up.
You did tell me, yeah.
I fucked my knee up snowboarding when I lived in British Columbia. I actually ended up tearing my meniscus in my knee, which sounds a lot worse than what it actually is. The meniscus is just the cartilage in between your knee. The tear basically looks like when you get a hangnail on your finger. Yeah. It ended up flipping all the way over and tearing, and it got stuck. So I couldn't like bend my knee past this, and I couldn't bend it. Like I couldn't straighten it, and I couldn't bend it. So I literally walked around like with a limp until I actually ended up getting my surgery. Got my surgery within a month. It was like I walked out of the hospital because they told me that like before I got my surgery, buddy was like, "You'll be able to walk out of here," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, okay, sick." So I walked out of the hospital, got in my car. Was walking around, like hobbling around, whatever. Wasn't that invasive of a surgery either, so like it sounds gnarly, but like it was whatever. And then got my stitches out, and buddy gave me a note saying I need to do physio, and I was like, okay, cool. My friend Braden told me about this gym in Burlington that was allowing people who have a doctor's note to go into the gym over COVID.
Okay.
So like it was like the gray area of you needing a doctor's note in order to work out.
Yeah.
And I fucking had one because I just got surgery. It was like literally sent to me from God. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, I get to get into it. Bro, when I got into a gym again, I like didn't know what to do. I was like, yo, where do I start? I want to like fuck up my whole body right now. Like, how do I do this? So I ended up getting like a literal free pass to be able to go to the gym over COVID, which was actually sick. Remember people messaging me being like, yo, how are you here right now? Like, what's going on? And I was like, yo, I'm lucky. I had to get surgery. I'm allowed to be here. And everyone's like, what? No, that's crazy. But yeah, like, man, it was sick. It was definitely like a light at the end of the tunnel for me to be able to start working out in a gym again from getting surgery. I don't even remember how I got on this topic.
No, we were talking about working out it was an easy transition. I'm now thinking about shit, man. I want to know more about Braden, man. Like, you've been friends with him for 10 years.
Yeah.
Is he part of this certified scumbag brand as well as the Boss?
So actually, there's three of us. There's three of us in it. My friend Nigel, who lives in Vancouver, and then Braden and myself.
Yo, you spread the markets out. I like that.
Yeah. And Nigel and Braden actually came up with this brand in 2015. They started it literally. They were just sitting on a chairlift at like Blue Mountain or something like that. And they were all wasted. Nigel's probably smoking weed. The guy fucking smokes like an ounce of weed a day. And
the right spot.
Oh yeah. He's my guy. Straight up in Vancouver.
Vancouver is the best.
Oh yeah. And they're on the chairlift and they're just like, man, like we should start like some sort of just like a clothing brand, like whatever, fuck it.
Yeah.
And then they're like they're shooting names back and forth to each other, and then they're like, yo, like we're scumbags, dude. Like we should definitely do like play on that. Eventually they ended up getting to certified scumbags somehow, and then they made shirts. I still have like the OG shirt from 2015.
Yeah.
I haven't like cut into like a gym tank or something like that right now. And I somehow like got involved with them back then, but I wasn't very like hands-on back then. It was mostly just Braden and Nigel. And then everybody kind of like went their separate ways, whatever, right? We also were broke college students, so like we didn't have very much money to throw into this at the time.
And was Nigel another, like, you guys grew up together as well, or you?
Braden and Nigel grew up together.
Okay.
They grew up together in Burlington.
Okay.
And then I met them in college.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we all kind of went our separate ways. Money was thin. They did the first run of shirts or whatever, and then that was kind of it. I'm sure there's like a bunch of them still kicking around with like a lot of our friends from college. You still randomly have them, and they bought one of us for like $25, whatever.
Yeah.
But then like I think we've been back at it again for almost 2 months now.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 months.
And you got the press now, so you can do it yourself.
Well, so basically. One of our friends, she owns a shop downtown Burlington.
Okay.
It's called Branded Burlington. It's literally a print shop.
Okay.
So she lets us use all of her shit at cost.
I love that. Simplicity, man.
Yeah. She's super cool. Like we order all of our garments through her. So she gives us that stuff at cost.
Yeah.
And we print at cost.
Yeah.
And we print to order.
Yeah.
So we don't do like the massive orders at first and then hold on to stock. We literally get our orders in by 3 p.m. on Mondays because that's the cutoff time to receive stuff on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And then we print everything on Wednesdays. And then it's like a weekly, it's weekly how we do things.
Yo, you guys are literally Cam Calderon and Ben Epps from How to Make It in America.
Yeah.
It's my favorite TV show of all time.
Yeah, man. It's actually been like pretty good too. Like, fuck, bro. I didn't realize how much work actually goes into starting a clothing company. It is crazy. Like, I've never cared so much about social media before in my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
Like, sure, like I post on it, whatever. But it's like for my enjoyment.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about any of that stuff on my personal account. Like, whatever. I post what I want. It's my account because my fucking account can do what I want with it.
Yeah.
But this account, bro, like half the battle is getting content of people wearing our shit.
Yeah.
And it's like hard. It's hard, man.
Yeah.
Like we have, I think within the next like week or two, we are releasing 5 new things. But the reason why it's going to be another week or two is because we've been spending. Not only have we been having to print all the stuff that people are ordering, which is usually like a couple hoodies and a couple shirts every single week, like 5 hoodies, 5 shirts every week.
Yeah.
That's 10 things. Printing the stuff, actually, like I was just there. We printed like 12. We printed 15 shirts for this MMA fighter that we're sponsoring, which I'll tell you about in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple other shirts, and then a couple sweaters. And we were there for 2.5 hours, literally just printing that. Like, takes a minute to do that, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't know. It's just like it actually takes like a lot of time and a lot of work out of our day. But man. So we're trying to catch up with all the orders from stuff that people have paid us for,
Yeah.
and then also printing stuff that we have to give to people for free, so that way they can take pictures wearing our shit.
Yeah.
Or we can give them something and then we take pictures of them wearing our shit, so that way we actually have content to post on social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I've never ever in my life thought I was gonna have to coordinate shit like this, which is crazy. Like, I don't care, but like at the same time, I do care because I want dope shit. I want our shit to be dope.
That's what I essentially want to be part and parcel with this platform, is like to bring my friends' businesses out. So I have a friend who has they have a coffee shop in Little India.
Sick.
And it's the spot is really, really cool. Like, the guy's an artist that owns it, and he's successful because he had a bar in Danforth, but same type of thing. Like the vibe is so nice that I'm like, yo, let me put you on. Like, let anyone that's in my life that I respect, I'm like, yo, come bring your stuff here. I'm like, call all my friends. You have anything you want me to promo on here or do whatever?
Yeah.
I love your brand, man. I saw the shirt and I'm like, the sweater, and I'm like, damn, this is dope. Looked at the website, I'm like, saw the Trudeau shirt, I'm like, I gotta have this for the pod.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Do you have certain benchmarks that you look to attain, like weekly, monthly, yearly with this?
So when I guess like I didn't really finish explaining when we brought this back, we were all, I think, like Braden, Nigel and I, we were just like, yo, okay, like we all kind of got like a little bit of money to play around with right now. Let's make our busy schedules even a little bit busier, and fucking throw some money at Scumbags again. Yeah. So I think all of us decided, we were like, okay, let's throw $500 each into this pot and see what we can get with this. Let's see where we can get the ball rolling. And the $1,500 that we had in that pot paid for. Because we print on Kirkland shirts from Costco.
Yeah.
You buy a 4-pack of Kirkland shirts at $16, so that's $4 a shirt.
Yeah.
And then you pay for the printing on the shirt, and then you go from there.
Yeah.
So we literally bought a shitload of Kirkland shirts, and then we waited for sweaters. We waited for sweater orders, and then we paid for a design from someone to design something for us. And then we paid for a few other things that we just like needed to get paid for. So that $1,500, man, it ran quick.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't very much money for what we were kind of doing. We needed to get like shipping labels and shipping bags and fucking paying for Shopify, because that's like the host of our site for Scumbags. And then also like paying for the printing. Like the printing itself costs money as well. But yeah, like it's certainly been like a roller coaster of learning how to properly do this, because not only like we don't want to half-ass it either, right? We want to like create a product, and it's pretty dope like doing it yourself, because you get to see it before you send it off, which is like always like a cool part. It's like a cool thing for me, at least. Like you get to visually see it, you get to feel it, you get to throw that shit in a bag and then mail it to the person who bought it off of us. Which is a pretty cool thing. But yeah,
I love that. That's really cool. That you've got. I think learning on the job is the best way to become an expert at something, because even with this, like I'm not technically inclined, right?
Yeah.
I'm just learning what I need. Like I said before, like the Instagram links. I'm like going through YouTube now in order to learn different things about Instagram and about Pinterest and how. Because I use Pinterest a lot for gym stuff, and for my drawing, my artwork, But I'm like, let me link this, because even like I used to have the Gentleman's Guidebook was like. There's a clothing portion of it, like how to dress well. And I know I've been rocking the damn track. I've been switching between my track pants every week, but it's so cold in this damn city, man. Like, I'm just hella comfortable. But I can't remember, like I was.
We're in slide.
Yo, I remember one time they nominated me to become a supervisor at Jack's just because they liked the way I dressed. Their statement was like, yo, we just want to see what you're going to come up with every day to come to work.
Hilarious, yeah, because like you don't have, it's no uniform if you're a manager.
Yeah, so you dress up all the time.
Yeah.
So like, I used to love looking sharp, man, and now because there's nowhere to go, I just don't look as sharp. But I'm like, in my mind, I miss that.
Yeah.
So it's always been a thing. So now that I'm now looking at the different types of social media and engagement I can do in order to promote this brand, I'm learning so much more. So that makes perfect sense. Like I never thought to like have this amount of content. My favorite YouTuber, he talks about that all the time. He puts videos every day.
Yeah.
It's like content. I work. This is what I do. Shows his financials, and I'm like, yo, I like the fact that you love this and you're doing it because you love it.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're making money from something you love is the ultimate.
It's tight.
Yeah, man, that's the best feeling you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Where did you guys come up with the logo? The Grim Reaper sickles.
So, the original Scumbags logo was the PBR ribbon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it said Certified Scumbags in the ribbon.
Yeah.
And you're gonna recognize this design. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
When we drop all of our new stuff.
Yeah. I can't wait to see this now.
But that was the OG logo. Was literally just like the PBR logo. We actually like Certified Scumbags. It's like the brand is like just raw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're fucking a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah.
And we want to certify it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, we love drinking I mean, not as much anymore, or maybe just at this time being, but love like shotgunning Pabst and snowboarding and skating and like love Reapers, love sights. I fucking love Harleys, you know? We're like we are our brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we want to appeal to the people who also love this shit, because like a lot of our friends love this brand too. And like it's actually crazy how much support we've gotten from people who are stoked on us doing this again, because they're just like, a lot of people talk about it. Everyone talks about it. Like, I thought about doing something like that once, but like we're actually like out there doing it and like trying to get her done. And it's like a lot of people are just like, man, like good for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, good for that. You know what I mean? And like as much as like we think that we failed one day, we're still out there trying.
Yes.
It's like, we'll come home at the end of the day and like have like a bad day and we're discouraged because like something didn't work out, or we fucked up a t-shirt and like we lost that money because we fucked that t-shirt up, and we still paid for the shirt and we have to pay for the ink because we used that ink or whatever, and like come home bummed out, but like I still tried and I'm still like learning how to do this stuff, which is like which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because once you have that skill, you can now parlay into other things, or you can do it again.
And man, I'm so hard on myself when I fail.
Yeah.
Like I know like a lot of people who are passionate about things, like they are too, but like I guess like what makes it is like you being like, all right, I'm gonna throw that day in the fucking garbage and then turn it around and
do better,
make something out of that failure that I did. Like I won't make that mistake again because I made that mistake and I know what I did, and now I know what to do, kind of thing.
That's what failure is so important, man.
Yeah.
So many people are afraid of failure. My problem is the complete opposite. I find I'm afraid of success.
Oh,
it's like, what does it mean if I become this? Like, but it's all just like it's a camouflage. It's a falsehood. It's trying to get you to not do the thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
Either way you look at it, whether it's a fear of failure or a fear of success, it's just something that's a roadblock, a mental roadblock.
Yeah.
There's a YouTuber I used to watch. He's got a video called The Little Hater. Okay. Killing the Little Hater.
Yeah.
And he talks about his writing when he posts stuff on YouTube. And there's somebody in the back of his head telling him, like, this is shit.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
What you're doing, no one wants to see it. Like, that voice you constantly have to topple all the time.
Yeah.
But once you get engaged in something, man, I find failure is pretty much a part of doing business in anything.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can really do is hit the failure, learn from it, and then pivot out of it. And that's the best way to not ever repeating that mistake again.
Yeah.
I would hate to be someone who just like easy going the whole way, and then run into a roadblock and completely demolishes everything they've worked towards because they can't not able to handle the failure.
Yeah,
it's just too much for them to.
And it's crazy, bro. Like, I feel that though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get really discouraged. I get super hard on myself. But like I said, you gotta like just dust your shoulders off and get back at it. It's sometimes a lot hard, easier to say than actually do it. But it's pretty important. But anyways, I guess I'm so bad at like staying on topic. This design, we paid someone to make it.
Okay,
we were in our heads. We're like scythes with reapers. Fucking skulls. Shit like that, like gnarly stuff. We're like, yo, let's get someone to design this for us. The fuck COVID shirt. We paid someone to make that as well. It's a little bit like politically incorrect, controversial. But like
that's Trudeau shirt, right?
What's that?
Is that the Trudeau shirt?
We don't have a Trudeau shirt.
What was that? I saw a Trudeau shirt on your site, man.
No, we only have like the bat soup one. It's literally like a bat and a bowl of ramen.
I wonder what that was. I saw a shirt with him wearing a traditional native headdress.
No, that's not us.
What the hell? I wonder if that's a different brand, the same name.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I've never seen you guys wear it, but I'm like, this shirt's super dope, and I'm dying. Because I've been telling you this whole time. This is like the situation where you have somebody's name. You're saying somebody's name wrong the whole time, and then they don't correct you.
Yeah.
And then at the end of your time together, you're like, yeah, my name's not that.
I thought you meant like it was like fuck Trudeau, and then our the bat logo. But like no, it literally says fuck COVID, and then it's like a bowl of soup with a bat in it.
Oh, okay.
Has us led to believe that COVID is started from, right?
Yeah.
But like,
it's like everyone's with a Dave Chappelle joke. It's like, you mean word?
Yeah.
We got AIDS from fucking monkeys. You know how hard it is to catch a monkey, but it's the same type of thing, right?
Yeah, dude, straight up. So yeah, right now, like I've been dabbling in. I got an iPad, and I've been dabbling in this app called Procreate, and it's literally what tattoo artists use to to literally sketch up their designs on like digitally. And I shit you not, bro. It's like a blank white sheet, and then you take your pen and you just draw on it like you would be drawing on a piece of paper, but it's on a computer. It's fucking crazy, but that's
our producer draws the weird.
It's like
drawing digitally.
Yeah, it's doing it right now. Yeah, and it's like yo, like I've been dabbling in that, like kind of learning how to do it too. I myself am not like the most artistic person, but I'm learning as I'm going, right? So like some of our designs for this new drop are coming from that. We had this one design that actually Brayden and Nigel have tattooed on them. It's pretty sick. We're gonna offer that in a sweater as well as a t-shirt. We're bringing back a rendition of our OG logo, and then we got a couple other good ones that everyone are gonna be stoked on. Some classics, some stuff. We're trying to cater towards female purchases as well. Because like, fuck, bro. Before doing this, like I hadn't bought a shirt in like over a year, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't buy clothes. Dudes don't really buy clothes. Girls buy clothes often, you know what I mean? So we need to cater towards females as well as just like have that option anyways, right? So we've been paying for designs. One of our other designs, actually I brought this up earlier, our one friend Surrey, Brayden's really good buddies with this guy. He trains with them at BTC in Burlington, which is a boxing club. Surrey, he is an insanely talented MMA fighter. This guy is making it to the UFC. He just has to win a couple more fights. And we are sponsoring him with our clothing brand.
Oh my god, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah. So I just printed 15 shirts for him when I was just there. Because what we're doing is like he's just we're printing these shirts for him, and he's selling them because he's in fight camp right now. He has a fight in like 2 weeks. And he's like, you know, obviously because he's in fight camp, he has to concentrate on fighting, doesn't really have much time to work. He trains people at the gym, and then all that extra money that he's making on top, like we're basically he's paying us for the cost of the shirts, but he's making money off of the shirts.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's charging more than just the cost, right?
Yeah.
So like that's kind of how our sponsorship partner is going.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, man, he's sick, dude. He's actually a badass. He won his last fight. He tapped the guy out. His next fight is actually against someone who he was supposed to fight in the summer, but the dude didn't make weight.
Yeah.
So he like literally, like the fight got canceled.
He canceled it, eh?
Yeah, but he didn't make weight, so he couldn't fight him.
I was wondering about because in UFC they take
They
the
find
purse.
someone else, yeah.
They take the purse or the guy will agree to fight him at the whatever weight he's at.
Yeah.
What's what does he fight out of? What organization?
It's called BTC. So
Okay.
BTC Burlington. Yeah.
All right, man. I love the shit. I love UFC. I've loved mixed martial arts since the beginning.
Yeah.
I watched UFC 1.
Yeah.
So like,
crazy.
I've been watching it the whole time.
Yeah,
right?
it's crazy to see how far it's come.
Yeah,
right?
big time. It's such a business now, man.
Yeah.
But that's the complete perfect synchronicity between the brand and having that because the other brand was so douchey, man. The one with the skull, like.
Oh yeah. What was that?
Fucking man.
Started with an E or something like that.
Do you remember Chris that brand with the skull on it?
From
UFC.
Affliction. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happens when brands get stale. Like New York and a bunch of other brands that eventually fell off.
Yeah.
But it's a perfect combo to have those two together because I feel they work part and parcel together.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you like this brand, you live it, right? Like, if you're a fucking scumbag, then you know. But like, it's kind of like an umbrella over a lot of different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This like Surrey, he's a sick fighter, man. The guy's he's extremely talented. He's passionate. He's hardworking. Like the guy knows what he's doing when he's in a ring. You know what I mean? Braden trains with him every single day, or on every Monday and every Wednesday or Friday or something like that. Kicks Braden's ass.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Braden's a big dude.
And Braden's a big dude. Yeah. And like. Yeah, it's sick to have him on the team, you know.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I mean. It kind of feels like a team. We're all a team. But I'm stoked to be supporting him, man. Like he's just a good dude above everything else. You know what I mean? Like it's sick to have him on board with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
That's huge. Yeah, that could open up some opportunities.
Oh, definitely it's gonna open up opportunities. When I used to work for Echo Unlimited, we sponsored. This is before the UFC did the deal with Reebok, but we had a lot of fighters. When they did UFC here, Jose Aldo fought the Canadian kid. I forget his name now, Mark something. Where he had like a giant hematoma on his face. It was a very classic fight. That's where John Jones almost lost the same thing, whatever. Yeah. But we sponsored him and we sponsored Brendan Shaw.
Yeah. Crazy.
And we actually went VIP. We went to back then the club district was Peter and Richmond.
Oh no shit.
So like we were bars around there. We went with them and bottle service, whatever. It's the coolest thing ever. Yeah. Because it's all they're tied into the Mark Echo brand. Yeah. But that's like I said, things can just kind of take off. It's even funny talking about Mark Echo brand in 2021. It's still here. Yeah. He's still consistent and he's actually somebody who's very interesting in the marketplace where he's taking his things now. Yeah. Nipsey Hussle is one of my greatest idols. Yeah. Tupac and Nipsey are like top to top for me.
Top tier, man. They're sick.
So just that their thinking is really good. But he talked to Nipsey. Nipsey's telling him about his idea for the marathon clothing and having it as an interactive space where you can like scan the barcode on the shirt. And give you promos to give you exclusives to music or concert tickets or whatever. You get the first thing. That whole synchronicity thing that he was telling to Mark Echo, and Mark Echo was like, yeah, that's cool and everything, but you should think about crypto. Like, think this way. Yeah. This is like early on, right? Yeah. And it's like, yo, that's so dope. Like, he's like, give him that little piece of knowledge that helps propel the business. It's those nuggets, man, you get from people that you respect is like so invaluable. Yeah. Because it's so hard to sit in a room with someone who you look up to, and I'm completely going on a tangent right now. But when you look at somebody that you look at, not as an idol, but somebody you respect in business or in life, whatever the case is, right? When they don't have a lot of time to sit down with you, like even yourself right now, right? Yeah. Even for you to take the time to sit with me now for an hour and a half, and just talk is like, I'm extremely respectful of that because I know how busy your day is, right? But when you don't have that time in order to sit down with somebody and chop it up, when they even leave you with a little nugget that you can take and now parlay into something else, it's like you gotta run with that, man, because not everybody gets that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just the long gone are the days where you can go up to a guru and be like, hey, let me buy you dinner and I'll take your ear.
Yeah.
Most people won't do that nowadays. It's more so of
pay me and take my class or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to, you know, there's got to be a reciprocity there where it's like, what am I getting for this? Like, what is it? Me getting dinner, I can pay for my own dinner.
Yeah.
And if they don't know you, why would they spend the time with you? It's different because we're friends, right? But so when you get nuggets like that, it's huge. So
knowledge is important, man. It's a very powerful tool, and like it's overlooked often. I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. People don't want to learn nowadays.
No.
It's a lot. Like I don't know if it's like they're scared or everyone's just really comfortable, but like people they don't like trying new things. Mm-hmm. Like when did it become not cool to like try new shit? You know what I mean? Like, you're just trying.
You know Kevin Smith? James Silent Bob?
Yeah.
He's Silent Bob. He went to my film school.
Oh, no kidding.
He dropped out though and made his movies and became what he is today.
Yeah.
But he had a podcast. So he was on a podcast and he also did like an open mic type of thing. He said something that's always stuck with me. He's like, I don't want to be around people who are always questioning things, who are always why people. I don't want why people, I want why not people around me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is a good idea. Well, why not? Why don't we try it? Why not?
Yeah.
Not like, why would you do that? That's not going to work. It's been done before. If that person can do it, what can you do it?
Yeah.
That kind of thinking is like so defeatist, and even to have you surrounded by people like that, it kills your whole trajectory and momentum going forward in anything in life. Having terrible people around you with bad mindset is like, it's like Will Smith said, I hate people, a lot of quotes here. Well, the 5 closest people you keep around you, right?
Yeah.
That's like, my dad would always say that too. It's like the company you keep is sort like you watch the company you keep, or you. How's the saying go, man?
It's like you turn into the 5 people that are closest to you. Right? Like
watch the company you keep that's the trajectory that your life will take.
Yeah.
So when I look around, I constantly take stock of the people in my life. Like, am I adding benefit to their life? Is the first question I ask.
Yeah.
Like, what can I do in order to help my people get better, do more? Like, whether it's like, yo, Rob, I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
I want to promote your brand. Or Liam, let me repost your video. Let me put likes on your YouTube account. Or Jordan, let me read like your poetry. Let me go to your open mic. All these different things, you know, like you have to support your people because you're the only ones that are going to help you at that point, right?
Yeah, man.
Especially when we're all creatives, you know?
Supporting your people is huge.
Yeah.
Man, it's massive. It's like people who support, like, I have no problem supporting people who have already made it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But those people got there because they had their homies supporting them the whole entire way. It's like, you can't get there without having your homies and having your people support you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't buy from big brands anymore.
Me neither.
I try and support all of my homie stuff and like all of like local stuff because I want to see those people make it opposed like the big brands already made it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, obviously they gotta keep having people support them in order to like stay where they are, but I'm trying to like support my homie right beside me because I'm hoping that they're doing the same thing for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
super cool, man.
It's so important. Like that stuff's so important, right?
That's the true embodiment of grassroots business. It's like you have to have a community, and the community will help you grow.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I watch so many interviews. Like Maria gets in my case about the amount of interviews I watch on YouTube because she finds it completely boring. But for me, it's like I just look for those nuggets of information because you can't get it from everybody, and there's people you can't meet. So even now, I probably watch 3 to 4 Nipsey Hussle videos a week since he died. Yeah. So he died in March 2018.
That's crazy how long ago that was.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, to think that's 3 years ago, man. It's crazy.
That's nuts.
But yeah, that every week I'm looking at something to get a little piece of knowledge or reinforce something I already know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I look at for everything. Everything that I follow, every person that I follow in business and life, it's always the same thing. Like, what can I learn? How can I implement that into what I do? Yeah. And then help me become a better human from that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's huge, man. I wanted to ask you something, and I've been wanting to ask you this for a while. How much further are you gonna go with the body art, man?
Oh, bro. The only place I'm not touching is my face.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the only place I'm not gonna touch.
Tattoos everywhere, bro.
Yeah, I know. You know what? It's like I started getting heavily tattooed. When I moved back from BC, because like I've had this sleeve for I think like almost 7 or 8 years now.
Yeah.
I moved back from BC and started bartending, and I had like decently cheap rent on my first couple of years living in Toronto, and I was like making pretty good money bartending and serving and shit. So then like I started getting heavily tattooed. That's when I got my chest finished. Then I got my other sleeve done, and then I got my stomach done, and these are all like the big pieces that I was working on with my main artist Eugene.
Yeah.
Shout out Eugene for being a fucking G. And
where can you get? You get book appointments online or what?
He takes most of his appointments through Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. His name's
check
Right Size on Instagram. He's like he's my favorite tattoo artist.
Yeah.
He's sick.
When we do this post, we'll put his Instagram handle on there.
Yeah. He straight up like I go in there. Ever since I started getting tattooed by him, I would go in there. I'd be like, yo, this is what I want. I want like a fucking jellyfish, and I want a turtle, and I want something else, and just make that shit look dope.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, and then he'll make it look dope, and then I'll see it. It's like to the point now where I'm literally just giving him space, and I'm like, put what you want up there.
Yeah.
And like I don't even, but like also I'm at the point now where like I don't have a reason for why I'm getting all these tattoos anymore. I just want to get covered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people come up to me like, "What do your tattoos mean?" And I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
And just,
they don't need to be. They don't need to be something. Yeah. Like my first tattoo was like it meant something to me.
Yeah.
But even now, it's like on my back, it's got a samurai, which is I love the Hagakure.
Yeah.
But then I have Vini Vidi Vici, which is it's Ja Rule album title, but it's also Christopher. Was it not Christopher Columbus? It wasn't Christopher Columbus. It was Napoleon. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Oh yeah, okay.
And that was like his thing, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was the coolest shit ever. Like I waited. Like one of my best friends, a tattoo artist. She owns her own spot. She's the one that did my back.
Sick.
But she did all of my group of friends. It's like there's 25 of us.
Yeah.
And then my brother, my sister, both my sisters go to her, and it's just like she's gotten pretty big right now. But and that's the Black Rose.
Black Rose tattoo. Okay.
Yeah. I'll put that up as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was so profound when I got a tattoo. I'm like, now it's what, some 12 years later, I'm like, man, this shit's fucking weird. So it's like, this doesn't even mean anything. Like, what does that mean? Italian words in my back.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to mean anything, man. Art is art.
Yeah, it's art,
like,
exactly.
I think
talking art piece,
yeah, man, it's art. I saw this thing today, which goes with the art conversation, but driving by this area up for sale, and there's this house that's got these plasticine figures of people's bodies.
Yeah.
And I remember I was driving somebody to the airport one day, and they looked at it and they're like, "That's so crass." And for some reason today, I was up in that area, and I'm like, why would that person think that the body is crass?
Yeah.
You know, like that's art. Like why would that be considered crass? It's just the mentality of like North Americans and how they view bodies and body image. It's really weird because when I go to Europe or something like that, like people don't really care like that. It's
hilarious. Because my girl, she's an artist, right?
Yeah. What kind of art does she do?
She can literally do anything that you ask her.
Really?
But immaculate portrait artist.
Oh.
She went to OCAD, graduated OCAD.
Yeah.
She traveled with Cirque du Soleil for a while.
Performing?
No. She loves the circus.
Okay.
She loves the circus. She loved the idea of being able to travel with the circus. She painted these portraits of clowns. Mm-hmm. Bro, like, I'll show you them. I can do this right now.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, man, they are immaculate, dude. They look like they can like pop up off of my phone. Hold on.
She's one of those.
Yeah. Like these, and like, yo, they're huge.
Oh, that's so dope.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of reminds me of Twilight Zone. Like this is like the old clown face, you know?
Yeah.
Like
those
back
are
in
real
the
dudes.
days.
Like they're like she literally took.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like real dudes, and they're massive. They're like probably like this wide, and like they're probably this tall. Like they're huge portraits as well.
Does she have a studio, or she just does it from home?
So right now she has a studio at her spot in Guelph. Like she has her spot's a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
Or she's turning her 1-bedroom into a studio for art.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's so cool. I love this. It's
just funny that like that lady had that take on those like figures of the human bodies.
Yeah.
Her opinion on art is hilarious. Because like anything can be art, right?
Yeah.
She's an OCAD student, so she spent a lot of money going to school about art. And like people who don't have to go to school for art can like slap a couple things on a piece of paper and fucking throw it up on a wall, and it sells for like 20 grand because a rich person likes it.
Yeah.
Like art, but it's like I don't know. I understand her point, but literally anything could be art. You know what I mean?
So her point of view is that it's missing certain technical aspects of what art is.
Yeah, because there's different mediums that you can use in art,
Yeah.
right? And you're not supposed to cross over mediums, but who the fuck cares if it looks dope?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like art is in the eye of the person that thinks it's art.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
hold
mean?
it, man, for sure.
Yeah.
That's actually another Twilight Zone episode.
But yeah, no, she's incredible, man. She's really good at what she does, and like I think I was explaining to you earlier how she like lives off of commissions, and like fucking Christmas time's coming up, so people are wanting these like portraits painted of their family members or other like commissions. She does like line drawings of people's pets and stuff like that. Yeah, she's done a couple of those. So yeah, she grinds as well.
What does she sell like something like that for?
So those I think she's selling for like $8,000.
That's a gallery. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that she puts like, because Maria's also an artist.
Yeah,
it's like she's still figuring out where her medium is.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for her to pinpoint exactly where she wants to go over, if she even wants to fine tune it.
Yeah.
But she like your girlfriend is very much a student of the arts, right? So she's very meticulous in the way she goes about things. But just like her, like I said the same thing. I don't want her to go back into any remedial work or back in the service industry. Like specifically look at this as not a side hustle, but like your hustle.
Yeah.
Like you can do this.
Yeah.
Like you can promote this. Like it's good. I love that. I love the price. I love setting your worth. You know, not being afraid to set what you feel your piece is worth. Because most people find that very uncomfortable.
Dude, so my background, I was working with cameras. I worked with cameras for like probably 10, 15 years of my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to school for photography, you know what I mean? One of the hardest things about being a photographer was pricing what my work was worth. And like, I was scared to price things too high because I thought I was going to lose that business, or because I doubted myself, but that was like my own thing, right?
Yeah.
But like, so for example, like wedding photographers, some wedding photographers charge literally like $5,000 a wedding or something like that, which is like not even that much money. I've heard other absurd numbers like 15 grand for weddings for a wedding photographer. But if when I would go and I shot a couple weddings, one of them was for a family friend, or one of them was for my literal family, so I didn't really charge them that much money. Yeah. And then another one was for a friend, so I didn't really charge them that much money. And then another one was just a random wedding that I took, and I was like literally scared to say $1,000. Yeah. And like, what's $1,000? You know what I mean? Realistically, for being at the wedding, taking photos of the wedding, taking photos of the reception, and then editing all those photos over the course of 2 days. What is it? That's like that.
It's almost undercutting yourself.
Yeah, I was scared to say $1,000.
Yeah,
$1,000 is no money nowadays. You know? But it's tough. It's tough knowing what your art's worth and what you are worth. Yeah. Time and money.
Yeah, man. I remember when we were doing training to be a bartender. I tell you, like, when you're offering upsells, you have the one you want to sell in the middle. Yeah. So if it's vodka, you'd be like, first you say Smirnoff. Yeah. You're not gonna pick the first one because it's the first one you say. Then you'd be like, whatever your next one that you like Kettle One or whatever, and then you say like the highest brand, like Grey Goose or whatever. Yeah. Just for main brands, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's cool because you start Smirnoff in there.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna go the middle tier, and the top tier.
Yeah.
So when I offer things, I'd be like, "What do you want, Grey Goose or Kettle One?"
Yeah.
And they're essentially the same price. It's like off very
like
minute.
$1 or something like that different.
But the framing, so like framing, positioning a sale. I learned that from being a financial advisor. But like, the position of the sale is essentially what makes a sale, and the confidence you have when you're giving the number.
Yeah.
That it's one of the hardest things for me too, because I would go into people's houses, drawing out a financial plan for them, right?
Yeah.
Telling them why, a base coverage is necessary in case something happens. But now I have to convince them, right, that like this is not only what you need, but this is the correct price for it.
Yeah.
And, people always try to get deals, but like, you have the framing, right? What's a deal in your spouse being taken care of if you're gone?
Yeah.
That was kind of the thing, right, for me. Like, what you want a deal? Or
how do you word that the most like delicate way?
Yes, you don't want to be crass.
Yeah.
And you also want to drive the point home that this is important.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from that aspect. That framing is very, very important. But yeah, like yourself, man, it's very difficult to pick out exactly what you're worth. When I used to do like bartending gigs at people's houses, birthday parties and whatnot, just telling them the amount of money, I'd be like, well, if I was bartending right now at Jack's or wherever, I'd be making, Saturday night, it's going to be a $300 night for me.
Yeah.
So I say $300, but I'm doing a private party, I would not do that. I'd go over.
Yeah.
I'd be like, $450.
Yeah.
And they scale it back. Then like they say $350. I just made an extra $350.
There you go. There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
You
all framing,
always high. Always hit them with the high number. Yeah. It's like because they'll meet you.
You can negotiate
with what you wanted.
Yeah. It's scary because sometimes they'll be like, yeah, okay, we're gonna look elsewhere, or they'll be like, well, could you do it for this type of thing?
Yeah.
But there's something about it, man. I don't know where I learned it in business. It's something about the pause. So a lot of people have as an uncomfortability with the pause.
Yeah.
So when you state what your price is and you leave dead air there for a second, there's such a rash response in order to cover that dead space up with something so you can kind of like mediate the sale,
Yeah.
So there's a thing in business where they say it was my boy Jeremy who told me actually. He's like, his uncle's a multi-millionaire. He's like, when you're positioning a sale, you say what your amount is or whatever you're offering, and you sit there and leave a pause.
Yeah.
And the uncomfortability of that pause will make somebody be the person that doesn't speak first.
Yeah.
And that shit was like,
yeah.
I'm like, you're always trying to scramble. Like I tell someone the price, and I'd be like, I'd always like, but we can do this and this, But if you just let it breathe.
Yeah, let it wait. Let it wait for a second.
It's so difficult because even in conversation, people don't like to have that, just like the breath. That in film we call it pregnant pause.
Yeah.
When the film school is writing, they always say the pregnant pause, or in a script they say a beat. It would be like in the actual script it says beat. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, I'm getting that now. Like,
yeah, okay.
To do that.
It's a whole thing about not selling yourself short too.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. I love that, man. I mean, I can't afford it right now, but I would definitely have that in my house.
Yeah,
that's when I'm able to afford that, and I will get there.
Yeah.
That's a piece that I would definitely have.
Something
the clown with the hat on.
Yeah.
I think that's so lifelike.
Yeah, dude, it looks like they're gonna jump off the page.
Yeah.
She's incredible. Yeah.
The amount of detail that she has in the hair of the guy. I'm gonna put it up so you guys can all see it, but. She's really dope artist, man. I love artists.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy about dating someone who's like creative in that sense is the things that they're like able to do and how versatile her skill is, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, I've been designing some shit and like I don't know how to like take the background out and make it so that way I can put this on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, you do this, and she clicks like 3 fucking things and it's done. And I'm like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Like that would have taken me days to learn how to do it. You literally just did it 3 clicks and you can teach me. Like that's it. So she's dope for helping me with that kind of stuff too. And she's more than willing to help me out with that kind of stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
She's just so talented. Like people who are creatives are just like talented and they have a lot to offer, share with people, I
thought you were going to go somewhere else with it. Like the whole process of dating someone who's also creative is like so empowering to the support system you have.
Yeah.
And you support each other because I've dated girls I've dated teachers, and they're not at all very supportive. Like, they want structure, right? Or, You know, whereas an artist, now dating an artist, it's like she understands the grind when we have these moments where there's no creativity.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of sit there and find creativity, whether it's through whatever medium you use. I like to read in order to get.
Yeah.
Even this conversation right now, I've like got 2 or 3 business ideas and things to fine tune what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
You know, you just, like I said, the nuggets. You learn different things, and you never know what somebody says is going to affect you, or how it's gonna percolate into something else, right?
Exactly, man.
So I don't know, man. That's really dope, man. I love her art, man. I love the brand and everything. I definitely need t-shirts. I told you that from the beginning.
Honestly, like it was crazy because I had been thinking about this night, like hopping on this podcast with you since you messaged me and reached out to me about getting on it.
Yeah.
And then I woke up this morning, I do every Monday morning, and I'm like starting to like schedule my day and schedule my week. Mm-hmm. And then I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot that it was tonight this morning when I got it. And then I'm like looking at my thing, and I'm planning with Braden like what time we're gonna meet up to print all these shirts today.
Yeah.
And then literally I send the text being like, yo, how about we just meet at the shop for like 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
In Burlington.
Yeah.
So I would have been late I would have not made it. At 11:59, 12 o'clock, my Google Calendar sends me the notification, podcast tonight with Paz.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit! I messaged Braden, I was like, yo, can't do it at 4 o'clock tonight. Let's link up a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I 100% meant to make you a shirt. I was going to bring you a shirt. And I fucking totally forgot when I was there too.
You know what, it's funny, because I work so early now, I just made a pot of chili, whatever, and then I was chilling. I had the pot of chili, I had a beer, and I was like, just want to get some rest.
Yeah.
When I woke up, it was 5 o'clock, and I'm like, shit, man. Like, I forgot to message you and be like, yo, if I can get a sweater, get a t-shirt, bring them down now. But you know what? I respect the hustle, and I like the fact that you're putting everything. If you bring me a shirt, that's cool. But if you like the algorithm going towards purchasing online, I'll purchase it online.
Yeah.
Just because it's more professional. I'll do that. Because I like, sincerely love the brand, man.
Yeah.
And usually, like,
I'm stoked that you like it. I'm stoked that people are coming telling us that they like it. If you order online though, let me know. We'll go through all the ordering things like that. I'll deliver it to you in person.
Okay.
Because if ordering online has the shipping or no shipping option.
Okay.
So make sure you select no shipping so I can hand it to you directly, right?
Perfect. For this, what we do at the end is usually we drop a nugget of information for men viewers about something. It could be anything.
Yeah.
For me, what I'm going to use, just based off the conversation we had back in the day, as my piece of information, which gives you time to think about what you're going to do. I would say trading time for money is not exactly the best way to go scheduling your life for the future if you want to be successful with your own craft. When you work for somebody, you put in a dollar amount on. They put a dollar amount on what they believe you're worth. When you're doing business for yourself, time for money becomes more important because now you have the whole. I can't say the whole 24 hours. You have 16 hours basically because you're supposed to sleep 8, whatever the case is. So it's whatever your sleeping schedule is. But now your time is almost worth more because everything is upon you to make the business get better and promoted and be a success. So I would say, don't undercut yourself with your time and how much you're worth, and it kind of piggybacks off the whole conversation we've had today, Rob. But yeah, set your amount that you're worth from the beginning. This is something I learned early on. I learned how much an hour of my time is worth. And when I saw the J. Cole interview that he did with Angie Martinez, the first one, he's talking about, the minimum pay being up a certain amount.
Yeah.
It's like, you mean like an hour of my time is worth, an hour of my life is worth $18?
Yeah.
Like, $18, you only got 24 hours a day, 8 of those you sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the other time go? So if you're going to be around away from your family, friends, whatever, make sure you set the correct nominal amount on what that time is worth, because you're not going to get that time back. So you have to always trade. You have to always be thinking about time versus dollars or whatever it is. It could even be an activity. What if you're doing whatever? Make sure that time is being used the best of your ability, or just try to maximize it. And that's my tip for the day. Hey Rob, I give you time. What you got? I put you on the spot.
Man, I think, especially over the last little bit, don't be scared to try something new. It's never too late to like pick up a new hobby or a new skill or something that literally interests you, even if you're doing it for your own spare time, that you can eventually turn it into a side hustle. That, like you were saying earlier, a side hustle can turn into your main hustle, man. It's never too late to try things. It's never too late to reach out to someone you used to have a relationship with and maintain that relationship, because you never know where that relationship can take you eventually further on in life. Maintaining relationships is also extremely important. But just like believe in yourself.
Yeah,
it's for sure something that I think a lot of people need to.
That's huge.
Need to do more of, is just believing in themselves, because if you believe in yourself, you can literally do anything that you put your mind to.
Yeah.
Sounds cliche and it sounds stupid, but it's true, man. Like, think of anybody who's successful, they believed in themselves.
And if you look at the trajectory, I keep saying the damn word, but if you look at the way this conversation has gone, everything that sounds pretty easy and simple, from you waking up and folding your bed, to making a list, to using your notes and scheduling time in your phone, to believing in yourself, all these things are very simple in theory. It's like knowledge versus wisdom, right? It's knowledge that makes you know that this is something that you have to do. It's wisdom that actually puts it into effect and puts it into action. So it's big. As small as these things sound, people hear it sounds small and they're like, okay, well, it's stupid. It's so obvious. And they never do it.
But they don't do it.
For that very reason, because it seems so obvious. Yeah. Coming to the conclusion, man, do you have anything you want to plug? And I know you do.
I definitely want. Wait, what do you mean?
Plug your brand.
Oh yeah,
Glossy Girls.
Okay, so I got a shitload of this.
Yeah, man, do it.
So definitely Scumbags, man. That's something that like putting in so much effort with right now, and we really want to take off, because it's like a brand that speaks to so many people, but also just like owning a clothing brand is something that I've always wanted to do. Always wanted to own something like that. So definitely at Certified Scumbags on Instagram, at Glossy Grills on Instagram. That's my teeth whitening business, mine and Braden's. And then that's for the most part what
get your gains, bitch.
Yeah, hit the gym, man. Work out.
Start getting healthy. It's that time. COVID's almost over, man. Come back COVID with some gym workouts and healthy food and vitamins.
That's it.
All right, well, see you for episode 5. Episode 5 is not a conventional episode. Episode 5 will be the kickback episode. So there'll be 4 people here. We'll be chopping up, talking about current events, and you'll see a lot of the same people I'm having these interviews with. They'll probably come back for the kickback, and we come back and we sit in completely different forum where we just talk about current events, and we just lounge, have beers here, we're chilling. So next week, see y'all. Peace.
Yeah.